Hello, Danika.
Hi.
Thank you so much for meeting with me today. You've come all the way from Melbourne to Bellingen to play a gig tonight at number 5 Church Street. Can you tell me how you feel?
I feel happy, which is a simple word, but being on the road is calming. Lots of driving, lots of looking around and hanging with my dog and chilling out. So yeah, I feel good.
Awesome, and you've got your lovely companion, Fella, the dog.
That's right, yeah.
So good. I'm going to do a little bit different today. Before we have a chat, I'm going to ask you to sing a song first because your voice is so captivating that I just want to break the ice with a beautiful song of your choice, if that's okay.
Sure. I think it's only appropriate that I play the new single because that's what this tour is all about. It's called Cool Shit Bullshit. And yeah, I'll try not to make any mistakes, but if I do,
oh, we love mistakes.
That's life.
Yeah.
For you, I write this song to tell you that we are done. For you, I write this song. I've stayed here way too long. I am moving on from you. I say goodbye. Being hip won't fill you up. Being cool is not enough. And I've cried, I've tried to tell you how I feel. What if we spoke honestly, for real, for real. I'm gonna be fine. I've been training for this moment my whole damn life. And if, when I say what I need to say, it makes you pull away, go on and kick me out of the bed. It'll help me understand I'm better off anyway, without this bullshit, cool shit, hip scene, 14 fair. Skeet, skeet, goddamn, that's neat. Peace out. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love. Ooh, something about last night just made me feel so down. In a room full of people at the show, I just wanna let them know the truth, babe. My truth. Why did I stay so long? Why did I stay so long? Well, I'm gonna be fine. I've been training for this moment my whole damn life. And if, when I say what I need to say, it makes you pull away, go on and kick me out of the bed. It'll help me understand I'm better off anyway, without this bullshit, cool shit, hip scene, 14 fail. Bam, skeet, skeet, goddamn, that's neat. Peace out.
That was amazing.
Yes.
That was beautiful. All right, Well, of course I need to ask, what's the song about?
Wow.
Well,
It's a sassy little number. Actually, it took me a while to get comfy playing it, but I feel like the message is like universal and a good one to share. But basically, it's just exhausting being cool, and it's much funner being cringe. And I feel like everyone's really struggling to, I don't know, I'll speak for myself. I've found this song healing in a way to write, because I think it's just nice to acknowledge boundaries around how, you know, you're willing to be treated by others. And if you're feeling really cut up and anxious and like you can't be yourself or speak your truth, like just leave that situation, which can often be very hard. But in the end, it's better to be yourself and be surrounded by people who want to see you for you and like build you up, and vice versa. So it's just a bit of a song being like, I don't know, sassy little number.
I love it. Do you mean exhausting being cool as in like an image that everything's okay? Is that what you mean? Because when you were blending the reasons there,
I was definitely blending a couple of reasons.
Felt a bit blending. No, but that's cool. Just clarifying.
I think, yeah. Although not so much. I feel like it's not black and white. I think the nuance of like the core of cool and uncool, or whatever that is, well, not uncool, but the core of the idea of cool and why it's a little bit toxic is that we're not, I guess, willing to share more vulnerably and emotionally, which probably is isolating for us as individuals, but then also, yeah, I don't want to be too specific about what the song is actually about, but I guess the message of the song is just to be real with your mates, and if you can't, then maybe they're not your mates.
What I love about it is that you've said it's sassy and that it's empowering, because some previous times that we've spoken, you've said that you felt like sometimes your songs can be sad, or that you have a hard time writing happy songs or things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for you to sit here now and say, I've written a sassy number.
Totally.
That's empowering. I wanted to ask you before this time, why do you think that it was hard for you to write happy songs, or why did you gravitate to more melancholy?
I feel like, I mean, I don't know, I can only speak from my experience, I guess, but with sad songs, it's almost safe to be sad, because it's this kind of place where I guess there's no fight in it, and it's like, it's quite a depressed place, but it's also...
You're giving up.
Kind of. Or you're acknowledging that you're giving up,
Yeah.
at least, and being like, God, I feel sad. And I feel like the minute you push into other realms of like anger or sassiness, for me personally, that's a really scary place to go, because it's got a bit of fight in it, and I'm definitely a bit afraid of other people's reactions. So I think, you know, it's something I would like to develop, to be able to sort of write songs from all different places of anger and happiness and just all of it. But I think for me, I have gravitated a lot to sad writing, because maybe I've just been in a sad place, and it seems like a very honest thing to acknowledge, which has been great for me. Yeah, maybe that's what the second song is I'll play when we get there.
You've said that music was kind of an accidental place you've ended up to process things.
Yeah.
What is some of the most profound things that's helped you process?
It gives so much insight. Like, it's kind of, by sitting down and thinking about the lyrics that you're writing, it gives you an opportunity to think about how you're feeling, which I think a lot of people, myself included, wouldn't probably do so much. It's a bit uncomfortable. But somehow I fell into songwriting, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, does that answer the question?
Well, it does.
What was the question?
Well, I want to know, what's the biggest thing that's helped
right.
you process? Like, is it an anchor for you?
Massively. Yeah, and something I want to treat more as an anchor. I think I struggle to own it as an anchor, because I don't know, I feel like the whole world's like, be happy, you're fine. And it's like, what if I'm not, you know? And so it's like, I feel judged by being a sad folk person, you know? But it feels so good to myself, and has been such a place of reflection. I think the most thing I've gotten out of it is just acknowledging like quite a bit of the shit that I've been through in life, you know? and giving space to that when it hasn't had space before. And I feel very comforted by a lot of the psychologists and things that I follow who talk a lot about, you know, trauma and how it impacts the way that we function in the world. And so having them back up, you know, how I feel as well is extra great. But I just think the songwriting has allowed me to at least know it for myself.
And you have this beautiful journal, I guess, where you can look back on a song and you're like, wow, I remember where I was when I wrote that. And then it's this progression. I just want to touch back on that sadness thing with the melancholic songs. Do you sometimes feel it's a collective thing? Like, or is it always personal? Like, are your songs always personal? Or do you feel like, you know, whether it's the media or politics or this and there's other things influencing you and you're like, is this my sadness? Or do you know that it's always like an internal thing for you?
With the writing, I often try not to be so specific lyrically. Like I'll dabble with metaphor a little bit more and keep that open-mindedness that it is a human experience that I'm trying to write about. So it's not just my own, it's like everybody's. And I know that not everybody writes songs. So I think part of the thing that gives me momentum to keep going as a songwriter is the knowledge that people will hear what I'm writing, someone will hear it and resonate with it, and feel like how they're feeling is addressed as well. So because so many people have come up to me saying, oh my God, your song made me feel good. That's good. Makes me happy.
And I guess just before you said, you know, you don't like to be too specific. It's a beautiful thing to allow the audience to extrapolate their own meaning, I guess. So if you get too specific, well, then maybe it'll resonate with less people, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Don't know. Just thinking this.
I guess it's just core themes.
Yeah. I want to know how long you've been playing for.
Okay. Singing, I have always sung. Like, it's a habit almost from a young age. And then guitar, I started when I was 15. I wanted to play guitar. So I started getting lessons and started busking, which was amazing. Massive boost of confidence.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And the singing came naturally, or you had vocal training as well?
I would say pretty natural. I had an 8-month period when I was 7 with Simon Chait from Alstonville. Love you. He taught me how to sing sort of folk stuff. I guess that's maybe where I got the early folk influence. And yeah, I think he was attuned to techniques. But other than that, not really.
Have you noticed your voice change over the years?
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool.
Yeah, sometimes I watch back on videos from like 2013 when I moved to Melbourne, a couple of recordings from gigs, and now, and yeah, definitely changed. Like, kind of, it's weird, it's a blend.
Can you tell me, what do you feel is the hardest and the best thing about being an artist in this day and age?
When I think about not being an artist, the thing that makes me continue is that I would be sadder. Not that I'm sad all the time, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it's such an important part of my expression. It's art, you know, get to do some creative stuff, and I think that's such a core need for us as humans.
I love what you said. It didn't feel like it was hard or the best. It just felt like it was somewhere in the middle that just drives you.
The blend, just the marble cake of an answer. Yeah.
Okay, hardest thing. What's the hardest thing in this day and age?
Being broke.
Being broke.
I find money is such a constant stress.
Do you work as well?
I do work as well. Yeah.
You do?
What do I do? At the moment, carpentry.
No way.
I make the things out of wood.
I make other things.
I also do backing vocals for Emma Donovan, which is
amazing.
Sick.
You've blown me away with carpentry. Like, you work for people or yourself, or you're learning, or?
I work for Fairwood, which is an offshoot of Ceres, which is a great Melbourne eco
Ceres.
joint. And they have Fairwood, which is all reclaimed hardwood. And we do like housing, like extensions or furniture or planter boxes. We kind of just do whatever.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
But I feel you when you say money, being broke. Like, if you're being a carpenter whilst chasing musical profession?
Unqualified. Capita.
Wink, wink. Yeah, when is there the time for the music?
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I am not the kind of brain to do big hours. I think that would be really bad. So the balance for me is also not working, having downtime. I just got a studio though, and I am doing stained glass, but that's not really an income, it's more of a hobby. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just like always trying to create income. Yeah, that's my biggest...
income.
Pay me!
Okay, hardest thing. So what's the best thing then? What's... Apart from
The
just
people. I get to hang out with some really great people. I feel like, yeah. You get to also have fun adventures, you know, get to just go interstate, play a gig. I'm looking forward to hopefully music taking me overseas. I've always wanted that to happen. But at the moment, yeah, I am enjoying the adventures and the people. Yeah.
Speaking of people, you live in Melbourne. There's a lot of people there. It's becoming a quite iconic city for music. There's a lot of people that are coming up through it. What does it feel like coming up through Melbourne?
It's the place I've lived at the longest in my life. So even though I moved there when I was 19, like back then it was, you know, that was in my grand vision. I was like, Melbourne, because felt like it was the music capital, still kind of is, and it truly is. It's got a lot going on. And I moved there when I was 19, so like nearly 10 years ago. And I don't know, I think the upwards motion through coming up, seeing stuff, I don't know, I don't feel that as much anymore. I feel like it's just a lifestyle now. I just live in Melbourne. And
But in terms of the people, because you would be surrounded by artists and there would be so much influence, like, does it sometimes feel like, is it super supportive or is it competitive? Or does it feel samey? Or do you feel like, what do you feel being surrounded by so much talent? Or just like, what are the vibes of being in a music capital?
I've definitely had to learn how to have a thick skin, which I haven't really had. But that's an important thing to learn when someone's being shit and to like be like, this is a shit situation. But there's, you know, different people, different vibes. And I think there's incredible people in that city, in the music scene, making things happen, like really beautiful people. And that's great. That's cool. That's the bit I'm going to focus on because I feel like that's...
Is it generally supportive?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. When there's an artist that I love, I'll buy a ticket, go to the show, tell them I love them. I guess that's kind of all there is. And like I'm starting to actively sort of reach out to the artists that I really love and let them know that, yeah.
Well, it's beautiful to hear because I haven't lived there, but it's the impression that I get that it has big village sort of mentality where it's like everyone is supportive, whereas a city like New York is like, who are you? I'm not even going to hang out in a room with you unless you've been, you know what I mean? And it's nice to hear that it's not having that.
There's always two sides of the coin, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say that is the case. I think it's just good to be aware that those two vibes exist. So you get to kind of choose your adventure.
Choose your adventure, I love that.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, who are some of your idols or inspirations musically? Or non-musically? We can do that too.
Musically, there's so much good stuff coming out of Melbourne for sure, but I always, when I hear that sort of question, I think of Adrian Lenker, who's Big Thief's singer, big fan of her solo stuff, just as a songwriter. Yeah, in terms of like big artists, like I really love Julia Jacqueline. She's a big inspiration. She's just killing it and doing really great stuff. And her new record, like I listen to that and so many themes on that I resonate with, and I just am so impressed by how she's articulated herself. And then there's like smaller artists that I just admire greatly for what they're doing. Like Punko has just put out an album and she produced it herself using like, I don't know, some lo-fi technology.
Full do-it-yourself, but yeah.
Pretty
amazing.
do-it-yourself vibes, yeah.
Cool.
So I'm really behind that, and I just love it.
Do you get inspired by that do-it-yourself vibe in general? Like when you see people? That's cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think the more you can not put pressure on yourself for the perfectionist thing, and like, you know, I'm a perfectionist, I'm saying this to myself, but the more you can be cool with like just creating for the sake of creating, like you're always going to learn shit and get better. So if you're always aiming for the best, that's kind of where I have to suck it up and just keep trying to do stuff on the production side of things.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Who are you working with at the moment for your producer?
I haven't recorded music since the time I recorded the music that's coming out.
Wow.
So no one.
Yeah, true. It's been a while.
It has. COVID really like added an extra few years to that.
Of course. But you've got a new producer for the next bunch, or you're still thinking about it?
Haven't decided. I've got a couple of producers I want to work with, and I'm talking with them. And I think a good way to go about it is to just do one song and just see how the vibe is, you know? So I'm going to try that. Yeah.
Cool. I'm just going to ask you a question about the industry in general. Let's say you ruled the world.
Well.
And you could change something about the music industry. What would you change?
I think it's happening anyway, but just like more diversity, you know, and that starts at the start all the way through. Like women in music's a great sentiment, but like that starts in high school and it starts earlier on. So I guess just trying to create that space where lots of different people are in the mix. And, you know, I feel like for anyone who's not a cis male, there's this real big mentality block of like, you know, you really got to prove yourself to even be in the room. And I just think that sucks. You know, this imposter syndrome's like rife. And it would be great if we didn't have that and we were just like, yeah, I'm a producer. I do this, you know, it'd be great.
Yeah, and judge people for talents.
Yeah, yeah.
Rather than anything else. That's cool. Thanks so much for having a chat with me today. I'm going to be greedy and ask for another song.
You got it.
I got it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it before you play?
I hadn't fully decided which one I would do.
Okay.
But I...
have a moment.
You know my music. Is there any you'd like actually want to hear?
Oh, I love Suit of Armour.
Suit of Armour. Yeah, that's a banger.
It's an absolute banger. I listen to it probably a few times a week. When I first found it, it was a few times a day.
Yeah, I feel Well, that's nice.
But it's not about me. What are you feeling?
It was gonna be that one. And then we slightly talked about music being, you know, an outlet, and Sweet Melody is about that. So,
okay.
you know,
do you want
Sweet
to do
Melody is an ode to music, but no, let's do Suit of Armour. It's a fun one.
Cool. Yeah,
let's do that. Okay, Suit of Armour coming at you live from Ellika's lounge room. Oh. Oh, there's the wrong song. Hang on.
I didn't realise it, but
like
I think you gotta do it.
No, I do that shit on stage all the time as well. I'm like, oh, wrong song. Don't worry. I'm feeling guarded. Woke up with a suit of armor on my body, and I know I put it on myself, and only I can take it off. It makes me heavy, struggling to rise and greet the day. And I don't like it when I'm like this, but it's not easy to shake away. It's not easy. I wear this armor, for I'm afraid that I might be disarmed. And if I am not careful, I may be hurt and I may be harmed. Oh, of course I want to trust you, but I have reason to be concerned. I'm confused by men's behavior, and I won't be tricked, and I won't be burned. No, I won't be. a suit of armor on my body, and I know I put it on myself, and only I can take it off. It makes me heavy, struggling to rise and greet the day. I don't like it when I'm like this, but it's not easy to shake away. It's not easy, shake, 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 shake. It's not easy, shake, 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 shake. It's not easy, shake, 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 shake. It's not easy. 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 Thank you. Cute.
Thank you so much, Danika. It's been so beautiful to speak with you and listen to you play.
Thanks.
And I look forward to watching you tonight.
Yay! Thanks for coming and thanks for having me. I had a great time. Thank you.